Roncal has traditionally used a type of clothing characteristic of this valley, which currently, using one variety, is the official dress of Navarra, used in official events, festivals and folklore. According to legend, the costume was a sign of identity granted by the king as a reward for the performance of the Roncales in the 9th century at the Battle of Olast against the Muslims. The origin dates back to the Middle Ages, having documentary evidence preserved from the 18th century as evidenced by old prints and drawings. Now in more recent times, photographs have been preserved, showing us the evolution of this costume and its presence in the lives of the people of the valley. For decades it was regulated and protected by ordinances. Currently, some of these costumes are used in a ceremony that takes place every July the 13th, the Tax of the Three Cows, at the site of the Piedra de San Martin on the border of the Roncal Valley with France. The Roncalese representatives, dressed in traditional costumes, recall an old conflict with their French neighbours, which ended with the payment of this tax and the promise of peace from there on. Some Navarrese artists, such as Muñoz Sola, have depicted characters wearing this type of costume, especially the feminine, which is more attractive, an example of which we can enjoy in the Muñoz Sola Museum of Modern Art in Tudela. In the Centro de la Memoria in Ezaba, one of the villages in the valley, costumes of different types are preserved and displayed. The type of costume indicated whether the person was single or married, if they were widowed, if a ruler, shepherd, agote, that is a person from the Baztán Valley. There were also expensive costumes for church attendance and certain celebrations, and everyday costumes for daily life. The Roncalese formal attire was a black cloth, with a jacket, vest and short black pants, tied at mid-knee with braids finished with tassels. Over this costume for church ceremonies and important official acts, a black cloth cloak was worn. At all times a round thick felt hat was used. Married or aged women wore black skirts, and single people a double blue skirt, collected from the top to the waist, showing the wide red sash called a halder, and from the waist up a garment called a jerkin or bodice, laced in the front. Around the neck is worn multicolored crystal necklaces, and also a jewel called a bichi, hung with a black velvet ribbon.